Did you know that you can get into private equity and you don't need to be an accredited investor? Well, it turns out that actually or a good amount of private equity firms are actually publicly traded. So you can basically make their insane investment returns without needing to be an accredited investor, which means that you would need more than $1 million to be able to put into a fund, which most people don't have. So, how can anyone even build wealth with not even that much money? Well, actually, you could just really buy private equity firms just on the stock market. I made a video about Starwood Property Trust, and today I wanted to talk about Brookfield Corporation. Now, people have heard of this corporation a lot. This one invests in an insane amount of investments. But why are they so good? Well, they have some of the craziest returns you'll ever see. And it's kind of crazy. But how did they get there? Well, it's because they're a private equity firm, and the way they operate is that they make private investments for people, and they take some of the profit that they generate for their investors for themselves. So they would take like 20% off of the top line profit and then charge a 2% flat annual fee, which that's a lot of money. Which means that they also make a lot of money because they charge a good amount of fees. But they have such an insane track record on the stock market. It's actually crazy. Now for them, they're a almost only growth stock. They barely pay a dividend, which sucks. It really sucks. Because if they were paying a dividend instead, that would be even crazier. And honestly, I prefer the dividend more than it growing a lot. But this is still amazing to really add to your portfolio. And Brookfield does do more real estate in some cases. And you might be too over diversified in your portfolio. But on Yahoo Finance, you could just look it up Brookfield Corporation, and I think you could just invest it in whatever brokerage company you use. So really, you could get into private equity like all these other rich people and make the same amount of money or at the same rate. Now, obviously, they got it there first, so you won't be making as much, but you're gonna be making the same return rate, which it's never talked about in school. I mean, this stuff is crazy. I mean, the investments anybody can make, man. And those people that say private equity is responsible for a lot of wealth inequality, well, you might be right. But at the same time, you have the ability to invest in them now. You never used to be able to. Most of these companies, uh, they didn't do too much before that, and now there's all these trusts now that are starting to be formed to allow anybody to invest in private equity. And I think it's more of a knowledge game than it is uh just making money, because really with investments it's really how you know these things are going to work. And for me, I think Brookfield Corporation is going to be a good one. I don't personally invest in it because I choose more ones with dividends, but that's partly because I'm not rich yet, and so once I have more money, I definitely would invest. It's just, I mean, I'm 19 and I'm really good at researching investments and stuff, and I'm making a good amount of them. The thing is that I'm not rich, man, but this is gonna get me there. It's just I'm not in that stage of life yet. But if I was, these are the things I would definitely invest into because they're basically alternative investments, even though they are public. Brookfield Corporation does a good job of that. because they're almost strictly equity and being worth a lot of money. And I think really anybody can invest in this stuff. When some people say that like but investments aren't for everybody, I think that's sad. Anybody can invest. And not only that, but I think that this is the way to bridge the wealth inequality gap for anybody. Just invest in these amazing funds. I mean, I'm going to be making more videos talking about different ones, but stuff is amazing that I wish people talked about. They're never going to teach you this stuff in school about how to research funds, find things that pay you dividends, or even look for growth stocks that are more speculative. Stuff is not taught in school, long term versus speculation. I'm getting a business degree and I don't think it'll ever be talked about. But what it does help with is the academic knowledge, because I think college still helps by giving you a frame of reference and logic. But I think where they completely mess up is they don't teach you any life skills, especially with this stuff. I mean, I'm becoming a financial representative to help people make better investment choices. And I just think it's crazy that nobody talks about this stuff. I mean, what the heck? It's so much free money. The only thing is you gotta wait a long time, which nobody wants to. But the thing is that you make most of the money after you wait a while. And the fact that I'm 19 making these investment decisions is already crazy. And now I just want to help other people my age build wealth like this. Because why not? I mean, might as well help, you know? And especially making these picks, I'm going to leave in the description Brookfield Corporation. And so for all my videos, I'm going to leave in the description the place where you can see the financials of the stock to see that I'm not making this stuff up, because stuff is real. It's crazy. And if you like the stuff I talked about in this video, consider liking it and subscribing to really help me out, because I'm trying to work on this stuff and really make investments for everybody. And I think to start just talking about different funds to help people, I think really helps. And you deserve good knowledge just like how I found it. So why not learn from me? I taught myself all of this stuff since I was young. I mean, I'm 19 now and I know a lot about investments. And I really started this channel just to share with people why investments are so good. And everybody deserves investments and investment knowledge too. And really, I mean, I'm going down the career path where I can actually help people make investments as a financial representative. In a couple of days, I'm taking my insurance license test to really hit it off from there. And to make these videos to really help people. It might as well help. And thanks for watching.